Hello friends, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm back here in Genshin Impact once again because we are doing a continuation of another series, and it is, you guessed it, building starter characters, and today we have Kaeya. Now Kaeya is the third character on this list, however I do have one more character that is yet to come. You will have to wait and see who it is, but currently my plans are to build Kaeya and then the other person, and then we can do a video with them all together in one team comp, which I am super excited for. But let's get back into the premise of today's video, which is all about Kaeya. Now this video is probably going to be the shortest building video out of all the starter— Oh my god, okay, that was hilarious. Okay, we're gonna completely ignore that. What I was going to say is, this video of building the starter characters is probably going to be the shortest one out of the series because I already have all the artifacts needed for his build, and I also already have his weapon, and he's already at level 60, which means the only thing we would need to do is ascend him twice and finish up his talents. So let me show you what I have. First up, I want to start out with the weapon. He is going to be running a level 80, the Black Sword. I decided to go with this one because I don't know too much about Kaeya, but a lot of people that I have seen have been running him as like a slightly physical, slightly cryo DPS. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a mixture of both. I do want to try him out as a physical slash cryo sub DPS, and then I also want to try him out as a melt DPS. This sword is going to be good for the first test because it says increases damage dealt by normal and charge attacks by 20%, which is really good, and it also gives plenty of crit rate, which will help a lot. Now for the artifacts, I'm going to be going with a 2-piece Pale Flame and 2-piece Gladiator set. Here is what the artifacts look like. This is the flower, this is the plume, this is the sands, this is the cup, and this is the crown. Now you might recognize this cup from a previous video. I just took it off Charlotte because it went in with the set and it was also pretty convenient, and I don't see myself using Charlotte too much in the future. Now for his crit ratio, I am actually pretty happy with this. It is 60.9% to 187.6, which I think is really good considering we have a crit rate weapon and his ascension stat is energy recharge. So I'm very happy with that, and of course he's got the 46.6% cryo damage bonus. Now for constellations, I actually do have one, and this one is really nice because it increases crit rate of Kaeya's normal and charge attacks against opponents affected by cryo, which is going to be happening a lot today. For his talents, they're at 222 because I have never used Kaeya before, except for, first starting out in the game. He was actually the starter character that I used for the longest time, which is why he's the furthest ascended out of all of them. Level up yet. But talking and insert a time lapse times like 1,000 of me doing that quest because it took like 10 years. But as you can see, I do have some materials prepared, just like I did last time, so we can ascend him one time. And I know a lot of you guys do prefer these shorter videos with more testing, whereas building, because I've seen a few comments saying that, so I'm going to try to experiment and see what I can do. So first, let's do that ascension. Yay! And his stat is energy recharge, which I think is a bit interesting, but I think a lot of the starter character just had some random stats. Unfortunately, I am going to be having to farm some heroes wit, which is pretty inconvenient, but what can you do about it? Actually, this is a good time for farming heroes wit because in case you didn't know, the Leyline Overflow event is happening right now, and it usually does events similar to that one towards the end of patches, so this is a good time to actually be leveling up characters. Now the highest we can get him for now is level 69. He's sort of close to level 70, but for that next ascension, it looks like we're just going to need to craft some more treasure hoarder insignia, grab some more tallow lilies, and kill the Cryoregisvine, hopefully no more than 4 times. So let's get started. Okay, so I had enough resin to farm the Cryoregisvine 3 times, and I also have some leftover condensed from yesterday, but unless his talents aren't open, I'm afraid that's not going to be very useful, because as you can see, we are short by 4, but in the meantime, what I think we can do is go craft and grab some flowers. So let's do it. That is unfortunately all the resin that I have today, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Alright, so it is now day 2, and I have a few things that I want to accomplish today because we have a full round of resin since it's been over 24 hours. And the main thing that I want to accomplish today is his ascension, getting him to level 80, things like that. Unfortunately, we cannot upgrade his talents because yesterday I missed that opportunity when the books were available because I am an idiot and I was focusing on other things instead. But one thing that is also great is that currently there is the Leyline Overflow event, and as I said yesterday, I have no Hero's Wit, and so this will be great for farming it. So first, let's go fight the boss and see what we get, and then we can do some ley lines. Okay, so we've finished killing the Cryer just fine. As you can see here, I have exactly 12 pieces and enough of everything, so let's... I forgot. Okay, so after farming the 3 ley lines that I had with the double bonus, we can now get him up to level 70, and then, of course, ascend him. Now, I do assume that we are going to need more Hero's Wit, because that is probably not going to be enough, but there we go, level 80, super exciting. He still has a lot of energy recharge, which is great. So let's see how far we can get him before having to make farm some more Hero's Wit. So he can go up to level 74, which I think is pretty okay, but I definitely do want to get him to that level 80, and we get a free wish, which is great as well. I think we can work on getting him to 80 tomorrow, but now what I want to do is level up his talents. Now I know I said that the book domain itself isn't open, but I do have a few that are, left over, and I think I want to use those. First, I'm going to level up the burst. I do think we are going to need to get some more treasure hoarder drops, because as you can see, I barely have any. I think worst case scenario, all we're just going to have to do is go farm some treasure hoarders, which in the end isn't that bad because recently I have been running out of materials quite a lot because I've been building all these characters, but I think it's okay. So his talents now are at 444, and looking at what we have left over, we're only going to be able to level up one more, so I'm going to choose the burst because that might be the most important. But since that is all of the resin that we have today, I guess I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so it is now the next day, and I did manage to get Kaeya to level 80 off camera because I did Spiral Abyss and got some Hero's Wits from that, which was great. And today we can actually farm her... And today, we can actually farm for his talents because it is Saturday and he needs the books that are there on Saturday. And it also helps that the books that we can get today are also used for our 4th character in this team comp. So we are getting 2 books for 2... You know what I'm trying to say. But regardless, let's go in that domain and get some books. My goal for his talents is to do like a 6-7-8 or 6-8-6 or like something similar to that. Basic DPS qualifications. But anyways, let's just get into the domain and see how lucky we get. Okay, so I did around 5 runs in the domain, and I got some extra treasure hoarder materials, and hopefully that will be enough to get his talents up somewhat. We are now at 466. I think the least, worst case I want to get it is to, 666, but I do want to have it a little bit higher than that, maybe 567 or something like that. But to do that, we would need to have 2 more of these books, unfortunately, which means we are going to have to take another trip back into the domain, so let's go. Okay, let's level his talent up to 7. There we go. I think this is looking really, really good. I am super excited to test out Kaeya. So yeah, here are his final stats. They are of course the same as before, but let's get into that test. So for the team comp, I went with Zhongli because of the attack boost, with the tenacity set, Kaeya himself of course, Bennett for more attack boost, and Mona because she is carrying Thrilling Tales. So let's go. And for this test, I am going to be fighting the Pyro Regisvine because it has Pyro applied to it all the time, which will help with melt reactions. So let's do this. Let's go. Okay, that was pretty good. Unfortunately I didn't do it in enough time, but I think I still did pretty okay. Okay, 13k crit, which is nice. I think also what I'm gonna do is put on a cryo potion and a attack food so that it will equate with like having these buffs, but since I don't have enough, we're just gonna see how it goes. So let's eat this and then see how that goes. Second tries the charm, okay. See, look at that, that is so good. That was pretty crazy. I think that went really well. Now, for some reason, I know that he did do less damage beforehand when Bennett's burst was active, but that's not really something I'm worried about too much. But what I did see is that he was able to hit a good 25k crit with the Mona boost, so I think that was pretty awesome. Now, let's move on to the physical test. Now for the physical test, I am going to be trying him on Raiden because Raiden does not require any elemental reactions, or physical teams do not require elemental reactions, so let's go. Okay, here we go, it's time. $7k I saw. That was pretty good, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, well I think that physical test went pretty well. I saw a high number of 7k and a bunch of 4ks and 5ks, which I think is pretty good. I do know that Kaeya can be a monstrous DPS unit, so if you have any suggestions to build him better with different artifacts, different weapons, different team comp even, do let me know in the comments. But that is it for our testing. If you guys enjoyed this Kaeya building video, let me know by leaving a like and subscribing if you haven't already, and I do want to say thank you so much for 10,000 subscribers. This is an amazing milestone. I am so happy that we achieved it together. If you have any video suggestions, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, that is all from me. I will see you guys next time. Bye friends!